First up is going to be a primer. This is the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer, the one silicone-free primer that does it all. Or so they say. I was not expecting this primer to feel cool on the skin and feel extremely hydrating. I was like, huh, okay. I do not see any type of a drastic change. I don't even actually have to say drastic, a change at all in my pores. Even though I don't have pronounced pores, I do have pore primers that once I put it on this region right here, where obviously I can see pores, I can see that blurred. We're talking right done. This I don't see. So what I feel this primer on me, especially what it is showing, is hydration, good ingredients, and just how smooth my skin feels and prepped for makeup. It mattifies only slightly is what I see on my skin. If anything, I see a lot more of a reflection. I mean, do you see? It looks like a little bit dewy because I got my own dewy skin showing through. But an overall strong mattify effect, no. I mean, it states mattify, it doesn't say a strong effect. But I see a lot more of a reflection on my skin versus a mattification. I would say the only thing that's impossible about it is the fact that we have a very budget-friendly, widely available drugstore primer that has good ingredients, doesn't have silicone, is a hydrated product, because that to me is very important when it comes to prepping your skin. And it just works well for that, wear alone or with makeup, but it is not hitting every claim that it states. Next up is from Revlon. This is the Rose Glow Face Gloss. It's supposed to illuminate the skin, kind of prep it as well and hydrate. And I picked this one up because of the pink tone, and I was wondering, would it compete with my Clarins, the SOS primer that, I mean, I'm blowing through this because this cocktail that I've been saying all through summer, this is where it's at. This is Revlon's, that's Clarins. I'm just gonna put the Revlon one on this side to kind of show you here. I'm gonna put a little bit more. It's just a lot more reflective. The reflective properties in the Revlon really is matching up with the Clarins. It's giving a slightly, more of a pinker tone on the skin, but the same reflective, dewy, that glass look, that the glow that I be living for every single day. Yes, I would recommend the Revlon glass to kind of compete with the Clarins. I'm very happy I picked that one up, even though still I'm buying the Clarins as well. Okay, but at least we have a drugstore options. Moving on to foundation, Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator Tinted Skin Veil. This is in the shade Deep. Deep matches me 100%. I see it building up, but only slight. I don't see it building up to a true medium complexion type of a coverage, especially if you have imperfections that are what I would say fresh. Like if you have a fresh imperfection that's like a darker spot, you're not going to be covering it with this, okay? You're going to need to come in with something a little bit stronger. Another product that is easy to find in drugstores. The shade ranges kind of stretch a lot more depending on your skin tone. However, Deep, I don't see it going into the rich. They needed a rich shade. That's just my opinion. But the price is right as well. Again, Wet n Wild. So I feel they did a really good job offering that hydrated skin-like tint that also will kind of build up a little bit depending on your need. I have the L'Oreal True Match Nude, the tinted serum hyaluronic, and it states it is 1% of the hyaluronic acid serum of it. I expected it to be very sheer, and that's exactly what I got. I did not see anything in which I feel this is giving off any type of a creeping into the medium skin arena. This is a sheer light coverage at its best, and it's just a product that's just so natural on the skin. It's very skin-like. I really do like this. And this one from L'Oreal, the Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation, and it does have sunscreen, SPF 50 antioxidants, concentrated serum. I am in the shade Cappuccino. Now, I only picked this one up because of my girlfriend. My friend Candace has this, and she's been wearing this during the hot temperatures. She wore this when she was going to Las Vegas, and this was holding up well for her. So it's been a while. I was like, okay, finally, I will finally get around to trying it, and I really do like this one. So this is actually the one that I'm going to put on in the video. I am hazelnut in their other foundation, the Fresh Wear, but I did choose Cappuccino just based on, you know, their chart, thinking that that would be the closest to me. And luckily, Cappuccino matches me perfect. You see this trend, this whole trend that was starting at the beginning of the year with the sheer tints and so forth. We're here to stay. Let's keep it at this. The full coverage, the mattifying, may it never return, but just like a rash, it'll come back. So I'm going to enjoy this while I can. Everybody with the good, clean, fresh skin, fresh and new. With each new drop of somebody's serum, foundation, skin tint, the texture, how it's looking, the skin-like appearance, they're just getting better and better. Moving on to Maybelline. This is the Instant Age Rewind Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. I have the shade Medium Deep. It's very sheer, very light coverage, but it's just really, I feel, meant to glow and enhance. Not to be covering up, like it states, we're going to be covering up imperfections. I did not see that. I see this as, well, what everybody's comparing it against. The Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't get that. I don't get no, you know, trying to conceal any type of imperfections with the Charlotte. This is strictly a glow product that I will dip into everything, or I'll wear it by itself. Dark from Charlotte is slightly deeper than Maybelline's. Maybelline is only a hair lighter, but it matches up the best with number 7. So I'm really happy that I have the one from Charlotte to share with you. So let me go ahead and move this over a little bit and show you. This is the Maybelline, and then that's the Charlotte. So just slightly lighter. There it is in focus. I don't think I demoed this, so I'm going to just show you right on the cheekbones. There is Maybelline. Get a little bit of Charlotte here, right there. Texture-wise, also, Charlotte, I feel, is a slight thicker in appearance and the feel of it versus Maybelline, which is thinner. Other than that, again, that's really all of a difference that I'm noticing. I'm not really touching my skin that hard to kind of blend out Maybelline. Extremely sheer. Okay, I don't know what part of cover imperfection Maybelline was talking about in the marketing, but And then here's Charlotte. Now Charlotte, especially depending on how much, oh, this feels so weird because I'm using my opposite hand, how much you put on, you're going to see a lot more of it. Probably a lot more. See how there's that reflective property, that bronzed look on my skin. I'm getting all excited. So I see that the color, being that Charlotte is slightly deeper, it's giving off that stronger glow than Maybelline. Okay, actually, let me do something. I'm just going to put a little bit more Maybelline on. I pressed a little bit harder because now I'm curious to see, am I going to get that same effect? This looks like, you may be like, oh, this is too much. So it's not really blending into the skin as much. It's starting to feel like I have a lot more water on my skin as I start to kind of blend it out. See, I feel like I have to really mess with this to get it to look a lot more on the skin. I also I don't like how it's laying on the skin, but the reflective property is there. However, look how deep and rich that Charlotte's looks. This is become like blended into the skin and then sitting on top of the skin already blended out. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me, which I like the Charlotte side better than the Maybelline. The Maybelline one I would be putting on if you want that glow, you need a drugstore friendly price option, but how it looks on the skin and the natural appearance, Charlotte wins 100%. My last foundation is from Catrice. This has been the viral foundation, True Skin Hydrating Foundation with hyaluronic acid. Also states it has watermelon seed oil. It leaves perfectly even skin tone for a natural matte finish on the skin. Chose neutral pecan. It looked like it would be the closest to me as far as a shade. It is slightly lighter on me, but when I add my glow lotion to it, this bronzed shade in here, it just warms it up, adds that perfect amount, and then it just blends right into my skin. So I can work with it when I use it like this. I do not feel that this foundation is as hydrating as it claims to be. Okay, that's the first thing that I noticed. I'm just gonna put it right here, a little bit on the dark spots. Almost in a sense using it as my concealer. When you're dealing with textures, I'm gonna give you another tip. In order to see the texture of what that texture actually will do, use your fingers to see, will it disappear into the skin? That's going to tell you if it will. And that's how you should base how that product, is it skin-like? Is it this? Do I like it or not? Use your fingers. Use the heat as well from your fingers, and it will build up onto the skin. I see it as a foundation that's starting to turn a lot more matte on my skin than my liking. So it's as if I, open it up, I expose it to air, and then it's just turning more into a matte. Not a true drier matte, but it's a lot more of a matte appearance on my skin. So I feel the matte claims are right. I wouldn't even consider it a soft matte. I see it as just a matte that I'm not here for. Moving on to concealer. I have a new one from CoverGirl. This is the Outlast Extreme Wear Concealer. I have the shade Warm Tawny. Comes in a little tube here. Actually, let me just show the tube. There you go. I just went with the shade Tawny. I knew in CoverGirl that tends to be my shade growing up since high school. And this is a concealer. The only reason why I got this is I read in, I believe it was Allure magazine, and the woman that tried this, she reviewed it and she said, this concealer will cover anything. Cover anything and still stay skin-like. And she was right. So this one I did already do a clip to insert for you. I was impressed by the coverage of this concealer. Warm Tawny matches my skin, my face skin, as far as, if I wanted to cover up any imperfections. It did cover up a dark spot. We're talking almost completely. So, the whole extreme would mean 100% to me, 100%. But it did get it, we're talking pretty close, with 0 streaks and 0 buildup, like where it's starting to look cakey. None of that. So I was impressed. Now, under my eyes, I feel the shade starts to look a little bit, not brightening, that slight brightness that I personally prefer under my eyes. So I usually want to pull in like one of those under eye skin tints, which I have Milani's, the new one from Milani, the Supercharged Brightening Under Eye Tint. Now I have Deep Peach. This is more of a, what I would say, like light medium. peach. So even though like on my hand, it looks a lot lighter, once it's, oops, a little bit too low. Once it's blended into my skin, it offers a slight brightness to my skin, my under eye, and then it blends right in. My last face product is a face palette. This is from J.Cat Beauty, the Masterclass Face Color Palette. Now, this comes as, you know, regular cream shades for the complexion. And I believe they have another one that has other, like the primary colors and like blues and so forth in there to help you know, mix and match. But I just chose this one to get another product. No, this is all the viral products. I have the shade Medium Deep. I had to get this on Ulta's website. That took a little bit trying to open that up. This is what it looks like up close. This is the top row. And here's the second row right there. In comparison to the J.Cat is my CoverGirl Full Spectrum Face Palette, which I use a lot. And this is, the Full Spectrum line is geared towards darker skin. I do feel that the texture in the CoverGirl palette is slightly creamier than the J.Cat. The J.Cat's formula is not stiff, but there is these moments where I feel I have to work it in a little bit more than I do the CoverGirl, especially the contour shade. And again, using my fingers, because again, I'm just playing around with it. Using my fingers, I can clearly see the difference when I'm pushing the contour color in and how the texture of the CoverGirl dark shade, how it starts to move and blend and go right into my skin with my fingers alone. This started to get a little bit messy and get a little patchy. Bronzer is next. This is a product I have been using a lot from Undone Beauty. It's their warm up bronzer, and I really love it. It's the only shade, so there's only one. It says vegan and cruelty free. This is a clean brand, so I'm actually exploring quite a few products from this brand here. It's sold at Ulta. You get the like shimmer strips here. Oh good, the color's showing better. That is the bronzer. That is another shade of the bronzer, and it looks like it has a satin finish, but it doesn't. It's actually matte. And then you have the two highlight shades. I mix them together just because I mix all my shades together, especially when it comes to highlight. And it's really just, I mean, that's how you're going to use up your products. Mix them together, and it just lays so good on the skin. I mean, that's a terrible looking swatch. It looks like it will be all chalky. It is so beautiful on the skin. I also picked up the brand's Seamless Brush. It's handmade, soft, vegan, cruelty-free. That's what the packaging looks like. You can use it to contour, to bronze, face and body. But why I wanted it is the shape. And it's, I mean, it is soft. Let me go back and just have that moment. I keep doing this. It is so soft. So just put it up there like a little telephone. I mean, can you see? Just right up in the cut. It's hard to see, but I mean, oh, so soft. Oh, look at that. I mean, just the glow. So natural. Boom. Like you just, boop, 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 done. Let me go ahead and mix both the shades. I just go, you know, straight across, kind of brush it off. And then I'll just go ahead and highlight my temples just to show you the shade. Because again, I'm going to use another one. Another viral highlighter. I went ahead and picked up another CoverGirl Clean Classic Color Blush. This is in the shade Natural Glow. I had to get another one because my other one that I have is looking like it has like a hard pan on it, so I'm just going to have to declutter it. I did a video on this long time ago. I'll make sure it's linked in the info box. But this was what I used back in high school. So yes, they still have this around because I'm older than 2 cans of black pepper. And that's what I used as my highlighter. Long before Hourglass Ambient powders were around and just that soft bridal glow, this gives you, this is the dupe. This is the dupe right here, and I did a video to show that. So I said I had to have another one. Once I saw that hard plan, I'm like, we need another one. Next blush is from ColourPop. This is the Powerpuff Girls blush here, and I only wanted Fighting Crime, which is that hot, vibrant pink, which will translate as that, it's not a true cherub color. That's what I call, like, from a Renaissance painting. Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. Yes, the color. Very pigmented. Ooh, I like that. Two palettes from Milani. First is the All-Inclusive Eye, Cheek, and Face palette. This is in the darkest shade. I know there's two of them. Does it say? Yes, medium to deep. And then there's a lighter version. Now, this has been getting some really good reviews, so I definitely wanted to try this out. Go ahead and show you a close-up. So just really quick, fast swatches. And just beautiful in tone, especially the highlighters. This brand does highlighters really well in their lip products. So I'm very pleased with this. This is another product that I heard was being compared, and I feel it's because of the layout, being compared to Charlotte Tilbury's, like, similar face palette. I haven't tried that one from Charlotte. I have enough face palettes, but I wanted to try something drugstore wise, and I am pleased with this. I like how everything is in here. So not so much as far as eyeshadow itself, depends. You know, if I didn't really care to wear eyeshadow, I can just do these two deep shades, which work great in the crease. Matte, which is my favorite, call it a day. The blush is beautiful, the bronze, the highlighter, especially just perfection. Also from Walmart, and I got the Gilded Most Love Matte, excuse me. And these are just the shades that are just yummy and toasty and warm, and they build up as far as in the color tone. I have not tried this yet, but that's what I mean by the building up. If you're someone like me who likes to build up their shadows, that's how the shadows are going to blend into one another, and that is how it's going to be a cohesive eye, where someone be like, oh, that's a really nice blended eye. When you blend in the tones within the families, brushes itself get smaller and smaller. That's the perfect blended eye. Ulta had this Morphe Madison Beer channel surfing, like, little brush set on sale. It was a pretty steep discount, and so I went ahead and picked it up because I've had this in my save for later section of the website, and I was just waiting. I said one of these days it's going to go on sale, and it did, and I was so happy to grab these brushes. I just washed these brushes this past Sunday, so they look fine. They haven't shed or anything, and I've already been playing around with them, so they do blend fine. Any eyeshadow, doesn't matter. Why I really like these brushes is because they're small. If you have hooded eyes, you don't have a lot of space to work with, you know, you have grooves and crevices and so forth, these will get in there, place the color, and blend away. So usually what I do is I start with the biggest one and just work my way down. That's what I do. Again, that's how you're going to get that cohesive eye. I highly recommend this brush set. Just wait till another sale. There'll be another sale. I have these two small color icon palettes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, little 5 pans here from Wet n Wild. So all this little bite-size products, it seems all the little brands are coming out with that. I have Sundays and Camo Flaunt. That's the Camo Flaunt right there. And then there's a glitter shade there. This color story is very pretty. I like that. So I'm curious as to how their formula, how is this going to work? Because I haven't used a Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette. I can't even remember the last time. And that's Sundays. Right there. So now I'm curious, you know, bite size wise, how is this going to look? So I'm going to go ahead and try those out. This, I already tried out from Ulta Beauty. It's Ulta Beauty Brown, the Bouncy Cream Eyeshadow. If you can find this, and this color honeycomb has been selling out like crazy. So when I saw it, I said, something's up. This is a shade that you can put like in your crease, and it shifts to all these different tones here. Okay. It shifts, and you've got like all these different colors. I got to put it on again. I mean, I'm so impressed. Oh my God, look at that. I mean, it's so pretty. Now this gloss from L'Oreal, this is the 8 Hour Pro Gloss, and it's the shade, I know it's nude, Barely Nude. And I just grabbed this one because I know I love the applicator of this. I have several of these as well that I notice were older as far as in my collection. So I just used some extra bucks. And this is just, it's a gloss that I really like. I love the L'Oreal glosses that are in this shape. So I said, go ahead and try this out. And then this Essence Shine, 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 the wet lip glosses. These are another viral. People are loving this. It's this TikTok. This TikTok is just going crazy. So this is the shade Let It Go. Let it go, let it go. It smells like, what's that candy? On the tip of my tongue. Sweet Tarts, that's what it's called. Sweet Tarts, Sweet Tart. Another shade that I noticed was flying off the shelves. That's how you can also tell what's just flying, as you notice like, oh, this sold out. This sold out. Sure enough, it's gone viral. See, just a little barrel of nude. And take a little Let It Go. This, you know, this looks like ice. This just looks like ice. I'm already ready for the holidays with this. I'm already ready. I just love that diamond sparkle effect that this color gives. It's super pretty. It's like that peach tone too. So wet look. Closing it out with the highlighter that is getting, you know, people to go crazy. Go crazy again. It's from Catrice. So it is the More Than Glow highlighter. Comes in two colors. One is supposed to be like an icier rose gold shade. The other one is a, you know, more shade appropriate, I would say, for my skin tone, and it's the Beyond Golden Glow. There they go together. There you go. Go ahead and swatch those. I see why they're popular. I'm gonna put the gold one on first, just to show you what it looks like on its own. So I'm also going to show you how it looks mixed. Like I said, I was mixed mine. But I notice I haven't seen anyone with darker skin show the lighter one. And it might be, you know, you might think, well, how is it going to look on my skin tone if that's the shade you want to pick up? So that's the gold right there. That's what the lighter shade looks like on its own. And see, it's not even, that's the mirror light turning on. It's not like an ashy shade. I'm going to apply the lightest shade on top of the gold, because like I said, I was mixed, right? I'm going to put it, kind of focus a little bit down, and then blend. And it looks beautiful mixed. It actually just adds that punch to the skin. That's all it does. So I actually like them mixed together, and that's how I'm gonna wear them. I'm gonna wear them mixed together. I really do like it. It's just two beautiful colors. But the formula is where it's at. Again, can see why these are so popular, because it's just, first of all, they're only $6 each, and it's a formula that's behaving as if it's high end, melts into the skin, doesn't emphasize anything on my face, and I really like it. Let me know if you've tried anything and your experiences. Leave them down in the info box. That would be helpful. And thank you all for stopping by, watching, spending some time out of your day. I feel like my voice is leaving. I don't know what is going on today, so I'm going to end it like that. Subscribe if you're new. Please come back, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.